Hi, welcome to another session of Learning with ISRAR at ISRAR'S YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the differentiation between procurement and supply chain management on the basis of key performance indicators by discussing them separately. So now let's first differentiate between procurement and supply chain management. Simply, procurement is the process by which a company acquires the goods it needs for a business model, and meanwhile, supply chain management is how a company turns the aforementioned goods into products and distribute them to customers. Procurement is the process of acquiring supplies needed to run business operation, while supply chain management covers the transformation or transferring those supplies into products and delivering them to end users. Let's discuss how they differ on the basis of key performance indicators. While both procurement KPIs of procurement and supply chain are used to measure performance within a business. Procurement KPIs focus specifically on the efficiency and the effectiveness of the purchasing process, while supply chain KPIs encompass the entire network of activities from raw material acquisition to product delivery to customers, including procurement as one component within it. Basically, procurement KPIs are a subset of broader supply chain management KPIs that look into entire flow of goods and services across the network. Procurement KPIs are more focused on optimizing cost and supplies relationship, while supply chain KPIs aim to optimize overall flow and efficiency throughout the entire supply chain network. We can differentiate procurement and supply chain management KPIs on four different aspects. Number one is the focus, number two, the goals, number three, the key metrics, and the last one is the scope. Procurement KPIs focus on supplier selection, cost saving, and contract management, while supply chain KPIs focus on end-to-end supply chain efficiency, logistic, and inventory. The main goals of procurement KPIs are reducing the procurement cost, ensuring suppliers' performance, and improving the overall procurement process. While supply chain KPIs have the goals of better supply chain flow and reducing the lead time. The key metrics of procurements are cost savings, suppliers compliance, and purchase order cycle time. Whereas supply chain KPIs metrics is delivery performance, inventory turnover, and supply chain costs. Procurement and supply chain KPIs have the different scopes. Procurement KPIs covers sourcing and suppliers management, whereas supply chain KPIs cover the procurement, inventory management, logistic management, and fulfillment. Now let's discuss some of the most important procurement KPIs. The most important factor upon which performance of a procurement team is measured: price or cost, quality and quantity, timing and reliability. Here are some examples of procurement KPIs. The first one is the cost savings achieved, supplier's on-time delivery rate, procurement cycle time, contract compliance rate, spend under management, and supplier's quality defect rate. So now let's discuss these one by one. The first one is cost savings achieved. It measures the percentage or dollar amount of cost reduction a company has achieved through various strategies like price negotiations, supplier switching, or process optimization. Basically, it tracks the hard savings realized compared to the previous spending levels. Now let's calculate cost savings KPIs with the help of an example. So previous cost per unit was $10 and the new cost per unit is $9. So we have saved $1 per unit. So to calculate cost savings percentage, we will divide 1 over 10 and multiply it by 100, that is 10%. Another procurement KPI is supplier's on time delivery rate, or OTD or OTIF. This is the percentage of orders a supplier deliver on or before the agreed upon delivery date, essentially measuring how consistently a suppliers meet their promised delivery timelines. A high rate indicates reliable delivery and smooth supply chain operations. So now let's do calculation with the help of an example. For example, a suppliers deliver 45 out of 50 orders on time within a month. Calculation number of deliveries on time divided by total delivery multiplied by 100. So on time delivery rate will come. So for example, 45 deliveries divided by 50 total deliveries multiplied by 100 is like 90% of the orders are delivered on time. So very important KPIs of procurement is the procurement cycle time, which measures how long it takes to complete the procurement process. It is also known as procurement life cycle. Now let's calculate procurement cycle time with the help of an example. Uh, it is basically time from requisition to receiving the quotes. So 2 days from Monday to Wednesday it will take to get the quote in the procurement process. Then time from receiving quotes to placing orders, purchase order takes 1 day, like Wednesday to Thursday. And then time from placing purchase order to receiving goods takes 4 days, like Thursday to Monday. So total procurement time is 7 days, 2 days plus 1 plus 4 days. So this is procurement cycle time. Contract compliance rate is another KPI of procurement. It is the percentage of contracts that meet all legal and regulatory requirements, that measures how well a business manages its contract. Now let's calculate a contract compliance rate with the help of an example. Subtract the number of non-compliant contracts from the total number of contracts and divide the result by total number of contracts and multiply it by 100 to get the percentage. So for example, if we have uh, 5 contracts which are non-compliant and total are like 50 contracts, so it's like 5% of the contracts are non-compliant, so, and rest are contract compliance rate. Spend under management or sum is another very important KPIs in procurement process. The amount of a company's spending that is managed by its procurement function, which helps to understand how much of their spending is being managed through a formal process. Now let's calculate spend under management KPI with the help of an example. So formula is total spend managed by procurement department divided by the total organizational spend multiplied by 100 is equal to spend under management percentage. For example, if a company has a total spend of 1 million and the procurement department actively manages 800,000 of that spend, their spend under management would be 80%. The last procurement KPIs in our list is supplier's quality defect rate, which measures the percentage of defective products received from a supplier. It can be used to evaluate how well a supplier meets quality standards. So let's calculate this KPI with an example. Divide the number of defective units by total number of units received and multiply the result by 100. For example, if a supplier delivers 1000 units and 20 of them are defective, the defect rate will be 2%. After discussing the KPIs of procurement with examples, now let's discuss the examples of supply chain management KPIs. So, number one is the perfect order rate, then inventory turnover rate, on time delivery rate across the entire supply chain, lead time, cash to cash cycle time, and customers satisfaction. So now let's these KPIs of supply chain one by one. So the first KPI we will discuss is the perfect order rate, which measures how accurately and well uh, a company fulfills uh, the orders. So we can calculate it by dividing number of perfect orders by the total number of orders and multiplying by 100. Like a number of perfect orders divided by total number of orders into 100. For example, 90 orders were delivered perfectly out of 100, so it will be like 90% orders are perfect order rate. Inventory turnover rate is another very important KPI of supply chain management, which measures how many times a company sells and replaces its inventory over a period of time. So now let's calculate inventory turnover rate with the help of an example. So its formula is cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. For example, a clothing retailers had 1 million in sales and 400,000 in cost of goods sold and 45,000 in the beginning inventory and 55,000 is in ending inventory. So let's calculate the inventory turnover rate by putting the cost of goods sold, that is 400,000, divided by average inventory, beginning inventory and ending inventory divided by 2. So it will be 400,000 divided by 50,000 and it will be like 8. So this retail store has turned its inventory 8 times in one accounting period. Next KPI of supply chain management is on time delivery across the entire supply chain. It is the percentage of all orders within a supply chain that are delivered to final customer within specified delivery window, taking into account every stage of process from raw material procurement to finished product delivery, essentially measuring the overall efficiency of entire supply chain in meeting delivery deadlines. It is often referred as OTIF, on time in full, which not only considers the delivery time but also quantity of goods delivered to ensure that full order is received on time. Now let's calculate the on-time delivery rate with the help of an example. So to calculate, divide the number of orders delivered on time and in full by total number of orders placed. Then multiply by 100 to get a percentage. So the number of orders delivered on time and in full divided by total number of orders received multiplied by 100. So for example, if we have received 95 orders on time and in full, and total number we have placed received are 100, so and multiply, so it's mean 95% of our orders are received on time and in full. Another important KPI of supply chain is lead time, and it is the total time it takes from a product to procure, manufactured, shipped, and delivered to the uh, customer. So lead time is equal to order uh, delivery date minus order request date. So uh, how we calculate it? Let me calculate with the giving a example. For example, we have received the order on January 1st, and we have an order has been delivered on 22nd. So lead time calculation is 22nd minus 1st January is equal to 21 days. So lead time in supply chain is 21 days. Cash to cash cycle time is another very important KPI of a supply chain is. It measures how long it takes a company to convert its investment into cash. It is also known as the cash conversion cycle. Now let's see how we can calculate this with the help of an example. So formula to calculate the cash conversion cycle is equal to sum of days inventory outstanding, means days take to sell the inventory, then which is called DIO, and days sales outstanding, that means days takes to collect payment from customer, DSO, subtracted by the days payable outstanding, DPO, mean average number of days take to pay to the supplier. Let's now calculate C to C cycle time calculation with an example. So if we have company's data in which average inventory value is $50,000, cost of goods sold is $200,000 per year, and accounts receivable are 30,000, credit sale is 120,000 per year, and account payables are 25,000, and purchases are 150,000 per year. From this given data, we will calculate each component of the formula. So DIO, average inventory value divided by the cost of goods multiplied by 360 days. So that is equal to 50,000 divided by 200,000 and multiplied by 365 is about 91 days. Then DSO is equal is account receivable divided by credit sales multiplied by 360 days. So according to our data is 30,000 divided by 120,000 and multiplied by 360 days, that is 91 days as well. So then DPO is like account payables divided by purchases into 360 days. So it's 25,000 divided by 150,000 multiplied by 365 is equal to 61 days. So now let's put these values in a formula. So cash to cash cycle time is equal to DIO plus DSO minus DPO, which is 91 days plus 91 days minus 61 days. So is equal to approximately 121 days. So to cash cycle time for this particular business is 121 days. Customer satisfaction index is another KPIs of supply chain management. It is a quantitative metric used to measure how satisfied customers are with the company's overall supply chain performance, including aspects like delivery time, accuracy, product quality, uh, and customer service, typically assessed through surveys and feedback mechanisms to identify areas for improvement and optimize customer experiences within the supply chain process. Now let's calculate the satisfaction of customers index. So satisfaction score is calculated by collecting customers feedback through surveys, assigning weights to key performance indicators like delivery time, accuracy, cost, and customer service, then calculate an average weighted score based on customer responses to each attribute, giving you an overall customer satisfaction index score representing customer satisfaction with the supply chain process. Customer satisfaction index is equal to weighted average satisfaction score for KPI 1 plus weighted average satisfaction score for KPI 2 plus weighted average satisfaction score for KPI n. So we will add all the scores of all the attributes and then find out the customer's satisfaction index for that particular supply chain. After going through whole presentation, we come to know that procurement KPIs and supply chain KPIs both serve as essential performance measurement tools, but they focus on different aspects of the operations. Procurement KPIs primarily evaluate the efficiency and effectiveness of sourcing, suppliers management, cost savings, and contract compliance. They help organizations assess how well they acquire goods and services while maintaining quality and cost control. On the other hand, supply chain KPIs cover a broader scope, measuring the end-to-end movement of goods from procurement to production, warehousing, distribution, and customer satisfaction. These KPIs focus on overall supply chain efficiencies, inventory management, logistic performance, and demand fulfillment. Listening to this presentation, you have a better idea now about the differences between procurement and supply chain KPIs. But if you have any question, please let me know. I will be glad to answer that question. So thank you for listening. Till next presentation, goodbye and take care.